What's going on, people? Welcome to an Emotion Football live stream. First one I've done in about a week, I would say. No longer than a week, about a week and a half, because the stream I was supposed to do this time last week kind of got derailed by actually a basketball stream I did on my other channel, Toronto Hoop Talk. Feel free to check that out if you're not familiar. And then the Sunday night stream I couldn't do because I was in Philadelphia, or I was traveling back that day. So then I'm missed out on two streams, haven't seen you guys for a week and a half, but I'm back, people. So shout out to everybody who's watching live. 5 people tuned in. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, on a weekly basis, we're gonna do our weekly check-in on my thoughts and feelings about these teams in the NFL. This is a very interactive stream, so if you're watching live, feel free to chime in on anything that I do on this board. And if you're watching after the fact, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss when I go live and you can be a part of the nonsense. My guy Sai is in here. He says, big up all. Hope all is good. All is good. Good to see you, Sai. It's been a minute. It's been a while. I'm about to annoyingly shake this. I hope that the mic doesn't pick that up too loud. But we're here, people. So we're going to jump right into it. AFC East thoughts and feelings. Okay. New England still over Buffalo. I think of these teams, again, I haven't done this in 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I still feel pretty similar. I would say New England slightly above Buffalo. Buffalo showed some chinks in the armor against Houston, but honestly, what I would say about that game is that the Houston defense looks super, super, super serious, like very serious right now. So while a lot of people are going to slander them for how they played, I didn't beat them up that much about that game. So yeah, I'm not really dropping them that low. I still think they're one of the better teams in the AFC. They definitely have their flaws, and I would say they have a lot of flaws. But the thing is, man, Josh Allen and James Cook are so good. And again, I've slandered them. I've slandered them for having a weak team around James Cook and Josh Allen. But at the end of the day, what I've come to realize is that we're just not in a good place in the NFL this year. Like, there's not really a set of elite teams. So my criticism to some of the better teams in the NFL that have issues probably needs to be walked back a little bit. But I'm putting New England and Buffalo here as of right now. Hold that loss to Leeds. Man, fuck you, man. Wrong kind of football. Wrong kind of football. We're here for a different kind of football. Miami Dolphins, you are going to be still healthily below average, but not trash like the Jets. We're going to put the Jets. Again, this is the worst possible. Jets have won, 3 out of their last 5 games? So, you know what? We're going to put the Jets halfway between the worst possible outcome and the Dolphins. They're not playing horrible football. Okay, this division, right? Cool. I have to put the Browns below the Jets. This much is true. The Jets literally, they have the better quarterback in Tyrod Taylor. And for that, they both of these teams have good running backs. The Jets kind of have they have good tackles. The offensive line isn't horrible. I mean, the Browns should be having a better defense, but again, the Jets have actually got some games over the line. So I'm going to put the Browns just a little bit below the Jets. Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is really, really good, guys. So in light of Joe Burrow being really good, I'm bringing the Cincinnati Bengals up to bang average. Obviously, they still have holes on their roster. Obviously, that offensive line and that defense is going to give them issues at some point. But as of right now, Cincinnati's in a pretty good place. Not in a pretty good place from the standpoint that they're 4-8, but Joe Burrow looked so good for a guy who hadn't played football in 2 weeks. Sorry, 2 months. That guy looked phenomenal. So if he's going to play well, again, the Bengals are still our bang average team. Rams, Bears, New England, Seahawks looking like Super Bowl winning teams. We'll talk about this later. I would even filter this down even more. Yeah, but we're going to talk about this. Okay. Other teams in this division. Pittsburgh, I'm also going to say, you know what? I think bad about Pittsburgh. I'm going to put Pittsburgh slightly behind Cincinnati. Because the thing about Pittsburgh is does their defense look good? No, they look aging and they look like they're on their way down. They just cut Darius Slay. their offseason really hasn't panned out. Do they look like they have a solid running game? No. Does Rodgers get beat up? Yes. Actually, you know what? Steelers might have to drop down even a little bit lower. Steelers healthily below Cincinnati. Baltimore, look, it didn't look good against Cincinnati at all. That game being lopsided to me is crazy. I would have Baltimore a lot higher if they handled business. I got to put Baltimore healthily below Buffalo. Still have them better than Cincinnati. Again, I thought that was like a rough game on a short week. Again, the short week principles apply, people. I've talked about it a lot, but a lot of these short week games, especially divisional short week games this year, have been crazy. I don't think that game was a representation that Cincinnati is better than Baltimore. Just like I don't think that the Giants-Eagles game was a representation that the Giants are better than the Eagles, or that the Seahawks-Cardinals game was a representation that the Seahawks and Cardinals are close. Ravens got battered. Ravens absolutely got battered, bro. That was ugly to see. But again, I don't think that, like, we've had a run of divisional games that have just been really weird on short weeks. So that game was played on Thursday. I think some of the same principles apply. I still think Baltimore is better, but again, I got to put them a little bit below Buffalo because that was kind of ugly. Okay, this division, I have some interesting feelings. I'm going to start with Tennessee. Tennessee obviously should be at the very bottom. They are the worst team in football. Okay. This is going to be interesting. The Colts have a lot of injuries, guys. Like, the Colts have Daniel Jones looks immobile now with his leg issue. Sauce Gardner is going to be out for a while. DeForest Buckner is out for a while. I think the Colts are like right here as of now. Jonathan Taylor hasn't really been looking like Jonathan Taylor as of late. And again, NFL teams are the product of everything that they have. So if Daniel Jones isn't as mobile, that could 100% have a knock-on effect on Jonathan Taylor's production. So I got to put the Colts just a little bit above average at this point. I'm going to put both these teams above them. I'm putting Jacksonville like a touch above the Colts. I think they have their issues. And I'm putting Houston. Honestly, I'm putting Houston on par with Buffalo. Colts above Ravens? Nah, dude. I think the Colts have some serious issues. I think their injuries have them in a really tough spot. And if Daniel Jones can't be an effective runner, I think you're going to see this team drop off quite a bit offensively. That's my personal feeling. And then it's, again, you have DeForest Buckner out on defense, and now you have Sauce Gardner. The injuries are starting to pile up. They have some tough games against Houston coming up, or they have a tough game against Houston. They have some tough games against Jacksonville. I don't have the Colts that high anymore. With Houston, the thing about Houston is I still think their offense has issues, but their defense looks amazing. Houston has shit figured out on defense, as they did last year, and I think they're going to be a very difficult team to play for every single team, because that defensive line, or specifically those edge rushers, they cause a lot of problems. Are we rating them overall last few weeks' results? I'm rating them on how I feel right now about their immediate future. So how do I feel about the next 2 weeks? In my head, that's how I'm looking at these teams. And again, how I feel about the next 2 weeks is largely impacted by maybe what happened in the last 3 weeks or so. But in my head, that's what I'm kind of considering. Okay, next division. We got the Raiders, who, again, I think the Raiders are actually I think the Raiders are as bad than below Ravens. We'll see, man. Again, I think Houston's defense is going to kick ass for the rest of the year. I'm putting the Raiders at the bottom here, and then here's what I'll say. I think the Denver's offense is a serious issue. So here's the thing. Denver, I think, has zero chance at winning a Super Bowl, regardless of how good their defense is. Their offense, they are they're very similar to the Eagles. And when you see what's going on with the Eagles, that should concern you for Denver. Denver has the same thing going on of they have a better defense than Philly. They have an offense that's actually kind of struggling in a lot of the same ways that Philadelphia's offense is struggling. Both offenses go 3 and out a lot. Both offenses punt a lot. I have some issues with Denver. Obviously, they've won a lot of games. Obviously, their defense is really good. But I think that the same way that the Eagles have to face reality, I think Denver is going to have to face reality right now. As of now, I'm putting Denver. I'm going to put them like right here. Because again, the defense is serious. Like their defensive line leads the league in sacks. That's a very important thing to have. They have Pat Surtain, a guy who can erase number one receivers. That's a very important thing to have. But yeah, truthfully, the offense scares me. So I'm going to put them here in the Houston Buffalo kind of tier. LA Chargers. Chargers, I'm putting in the in the Jaguars tier. Chargers beat up on the Raiders a little bit. I think they had a bye week before that. So again, I'm touching base after 2 weeks. I don't think the Chargers did anything to fill me with confidence. Yeah, I'm putting them here in like this Jaguars territory. I think the way I feel about the Jaguars is this is a deeply flawed team that's playing decent football. And I kind of feel the same way about the Chargers without their tackles. Kansas City Chiefs. Can't you know? Hold on, Sai. You feel really down on the Chiefs, huh? Because where I was gonna put the Chiefs, I don't know, man. I was gonna put the Chiefs like here. I still think the Chiefs are gonna make the playoffs. By the way, I don't know how you feel about that. You know what? Okay, maybe I'll put them with the Colts here. I think that's fair. Until you choose to lose to the Cowboys. Yeah, you did. You definitely did. Yeah, dude. Like, man, Chiefs. Obviously, some rough losses here. The loss to the Cowboys was tough. The loss to Denver was tough. I still think they're gonna win a bunch of games down the stretch and make the playoffs, but we'll see. Chiefs defense is a problem right now. I mean, I would say there's almost not a part of the field that there's no problems at. Like, I think that's the kind of, if anything, the issue with the Chiefs right now is that they're lacking really honest and true strengths, and that's gonna make things pretty difficult. Okay, I'm comfortable putting the Chiefs there. So yeah, we'll move on to the NFC, but yeah, things are not the best there. Okay, this division, right? We have to beat Denver and Houston. Yeah, those are going to be very tough games, but I do have them beating Denver, absolute certainty. Houston up in the air, but I think they can do it. That being said, Houston is built to harass the Chiefs' offensive line. But I'm still not willing to say that the Mahomes magic is dead. Okay. Giants and Commanders. So I talked last time about how I think the Giants are better than the Commanders. The Giants have kind of looked horrible ever since. That being said, they didn't have Jackson Dart. Actually, no. You know what? They didn't look horrible. They went toe to toe with the Lions with Jameis. Hold on, what did they do? Oh yeah, and then Jackson Dart came in. I was really thinking about the game against New England. You know what? I'm still going to say that the Giants and Commanders are almost. I'm going to put them between the Dolphins and the Jets, and I'm actually going to put them right over each other. I think the Commanders and the Giants are definitely like their game against the Lions probably says more about Detroit than it says about New York. But New York looked horrendous against the Patriots. So we're gonna keep both those teams there. So these teams, I've been meaning to talk about this. I'm putting Philadelphia at bang average because I think that they're a good defensive team that has the potential to play, not that good sometimes. And they have a bad offense that has potential to play good sometimes. So it's like they're a complete inverse of each other. The great defense is not infallible. Like it's not perfect. There's flaws, as we saw against Chicago. Offense, it's not good, but it's not horrible. It has some strengths. So I actually think it all evens out together. I think the Eagles right now, it would be hard to say anything other than the fact that they're just a bang average team in the NFL. What's going on? A little busy tonight. I just want to say that I have 69 subs. Woo! Congrats, Kaden, bro. Great to see your progress. Great to see your rise as an NFL content creator. Happy for you. I'll definitely have to hop in a live at some point. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out on your channel, and if you're ever live and I'm free, I will be on your channel. But congrats, bro. Have a good night, and I'll see you later. Put Eagles above Ravens, bro. Eagles have to be average. Eagles have to prove that they're not average to be any higher than this. Dallas Cowboys, I'm putting Dallas where Baltimore is, because here's the thing about Dallas. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are so good, and their running game is not bad. And the trades that they've made on defense actually give them a good defensive line. So I still think they're a flawed team. I still think they have no chances of winning a Super Bowl. I still think they might not. I still think they might not make the playoffs. But here's the thing: watch the last 2 weeks of football and honestly try to tell me that Philadelphia is better than them. They're not. They're not, bro. Dallas beat Philadelphia and beat Kansas City. The Eagles lost to Dallas and then lost to Chicago. Again, I literally have put the Eagles above Dallas every single week this entire year. Every single week. But I cannot deny that the recent results of these teams do not look good for Philadelphia, and they look better for Dallas. So I have Dallas above Philadelphia. Like, again, Philly has a 1.5 game lead over Dallas. So that might be too much for Dallas to actually pass Philadelphia. But bro, Dallas is playing better football than Philadelphia right now. And if those two teams were to play on Sunday, I would be picking Dallas. So I have Dallas above Philadelphia. I think Philly has a lot to prove. Man, that team has issues. Okay, this division, very chaotic, but I will say, I think the Vikings belong on the shit list with Washington and the Giants. I'm not even playing the underdog card because I want them to like it's not a thought through calculated thing. I just genuinely feel like we just don't look good anymore. And again, I've seen this before. So I remember 2 years ago, right? We won a lot of games at the beginning of the year and then we just fell apart. And I'm feeling a lot of the same vibes. So yeah, things in Philly, not great. Things are not great. Okay. Vikings, I'm putting on the same shit list here with the Commanders and Giants. Okay, these teams here. I was going to actually say this, guys. I also now think that Detroit is bang average. I don't think they block that well. I don't think they protect like for the running backs. I don't think they protect Goff well. I think Amon-Ra is dropping a lot of passes. I think their defensive backs are injured. I think their defensive line as is good. It's not great. I think if, Detroit is kind of an average football team at this point. Your problems are players making bozo mistakes rather than specific problems. I don't know, bro. I think I agree. Like, for example, right, the way Chicago ran the ball on us, I think those are bozo mistakes by Philadelphia. So that part I agree with you. But I think our tactics offensively are horrible, and I think defensively our tactics are great, but our personnel is horrible. Not horrible. That's a stretch. I would say our personnel is deeply flawed. Our cornerback 2 situation has been an issue all year. Our edge rusher situation has been an issue up until we got Jalen Phillips. The point is, at this point, with Andrew Mukuba hurt, our safety spot is an issue. So we got issues. And yeah, like until they get resolved, I have a hard time. Exactly. So I don't know, man. I get those feelings. I get those same feelings. But yeah, I think Detroit's pretty average. Now, Chicago and Green Bay are clearly the 2 teams in this division. I'm going to go ahead and say that they're both better than Dallas, but I don't think that I'm willing to say that either team is much better than this tier of AFC teams. So how am I going to go about this? I'm actually, shockingly, I really like what I saw from Green Bay. The thing about Chicago, while I think Chicago had a great game, the thing is, I don't actually think that what the game they played is sustainable. Defensively, I think it's sustainable, but offensively, dude, they're not doing those kind of numbers in the running back spot again. Like, they figured out something against Philadelphia, but they haven't been doing that all year, and that won't happen again. So I look at the game that Green Bay had against Detroit, and I think that game is more sustainable than the game that Chicago had. So I'm putting these 2 teams very close to each other. I'm frustrated to see the Cowboys there. Well, bro, we're gonna see tomorrow night is a big game, Dallas and Detroit. We're gonna see how that matchup goes. But yeah, Cowboys are catching fire a little bit. Packers and Bears. This game, this game is gonna be phenomenal. But like I said, I think the Packers are a little bit better, and I think the Packers get the win. I'm going with Detroit to win the division. Oh, against Dallas. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I reacted that way. I was like, what? But no, I hear what you're saying. Okay, this division here. To get this out of the way, I think the Saints should be, I would say, somewhere between the Titans and the Browns. So I think the Saints belong here. Then I think Atlanta belongs at this point with these shitty teams: Minnesota, Washington, New York, blah blah blah. Okay, Carolina and Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is just a little. You know what? This is tough because thing is, Tampa Bay has not looked impressive at all. However, they're a pretty injured team still. So until they get Bucky Irving back to health, until they get their receivers back to health, I still think that there's a higher level to go to. The thing is, we're getting pretty late in the season. We're getting pretty late in the season. Tampa Bay, exactly. You have the right comment. You have the right idea here. Tampa Bay has a lot of injuries. So because they have a lot of injuries, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they should probably be where Dallas is. And then I'm gonna put Carolina with Philly and Detroit. But Carolina has an interesting way of winning games. I don't think they do anything special. I just think that they make games ugly from the standpoint that they run the ball at a high volume. Their passing game is functional, but it's not like extraordinary. And then even defensively, it's not like they necessarily like strap teams up, but they just find a way to make the plays they need to make. Derek Brown is amazing. JC Horn, when healthy, is amazing. They're a weird football team, man, and they're in this playoff race, but I think it's definitely safe to say that they're an average team. If Tampa gets all their players back, they're below. You're saying if they get all their players back, they're above the Bears or below the Bears? Let me know what you think. Okay, next division. Cardinals, I would say Cardinals belong below these teams, and so Cardinals in this Jets Browns area here. So that's where I'm putting AZ. And in terms of these other teams here, I think San Fran is above the Philly, Detroit, Carolina thing, but I think they're below Tampa and Dallas. And then I think Seattle and LA, contrary to the way okay, I'm still putting Seattle out here with Green Bay and Chicago, and I'm still putting LA a little bit above them. That's how I'm doing it. LA par with New England? Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think that even though they lost against Carolina, it's a stupid loss. Again, look at the NFL. There's no truly elite team. Every team has stupid losses. Even New England, their loss to Pittsburgh was incredibly stupid, right? Other teams in the league. Green Bay lost to Cleveland, a very stupid loss, right? LA, this loss is okay. It happens. I still think they're going to be fine. And again, Carolina, it's not like they lost to a horrible team. They lost to an average team. That's life. It happens. So this is how I have the NFL. And I think like what this kind of gets at and something I really wanted to talk about again, there's shit teams, right? But there's not really any elite teams. That's kind of how I feel about the NFL, man. I feel like, even though the Eagles don't look good, part of the reason why I still think they have a chance to win a Super Bowl is not because of because of them. If there were 2 or 3 elite teams in the NFL, I would come out and actually say it. I would say Eagles have 0 chance to win a Super Bowl because of who they are. But because there's no elite teams in the NFL, it's hard for me to say that they have 0 chance because there's still a little bit of time left. But yeah, I think most of the league is hovering around average, and then there's a couple teams that are looking to go above that. But we're in a pretty stagnant and pretty average place in the NFL. That much is clear to me. So that's where I'm at with every team. shout out to Sai. Appreciate you for hanging out with me in the chat and getting your thoughts in there. I am going to pull up my website here to do the, where's the stop sharing? To do the previews now. We're going to pivot to the preview part of the stream. So the first game we're going to preview, we got the Cowboys against the Lions. Cowboys are 6-5-1. This website does weird things with the records. Lions are 7-5. So 6-5-1 against 7-5. Very close records. Both these teams need a win to stay in the playoff race. I would go as far to say that if either of these teams loses, they're out of the playoffs. I would say this. I actually think that this is a playoff game and the loser is eliminated from the playoffs. The winner doesn't necessarily make the playoffs, but the winner has a chance. But if you lose this game, though, I think your season is done. So for that reason, I think it'll be a very good game. As for how I feel, personally, I have the Cowboys winning. I think Detroit Detroit has serious issues. I think they're really, really going to struggle with Dallas's defensive line. So I think that's going to kind of put a hamper on on what they do offensively. I don't think Amon-Ra is going to play, so I think that's going to make their offense even worse. And then I think on the other side of the ball, though they play a lot of man coverage, they have banged up corners. They're going to play man coverage against George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. This is going to get bad, I think. Like, I have Dallas winning, and I wouldn't, like, I don't know if I'm willing to say it's going to be a blowout, but like my confidence level is extremely high. Sometimes you pick a result and your confidence isn't high. You can say, you know what, I think this team is going to blow this team out, but I'm not sure. It's just what I think is going to happen. I am so sure that Dallas is going to win. I feel like this one, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Of course, I'll hold my hands up. I never hide, but I think Dallas is beating Detroit's ass. Just as I said, I wasn't going to call a blowout. I couldn't resist it. Yeah, I think Dallas beats Detroit. Seattle and Atlanta. This one is simple for me, guys. Seattle is favorites by 7, and I have Seattle winning. I think Atlanta lost to Detroit. They lost to the Jets for a reason. I think Atlanta is in a really bad place without Michael Penix. Not because Michael Penix is great, but because Kirk Cousins is horrible. So Kirk Cousins against the Seahawks defense, my goodness, they just shut out Minnesota. I'm not saying they're going to shut out Atlanta, but they might hold Atlanta to under 10 points. And I think the Seahawks offense is going to get it going. It's in a dome. It's in comfortable conditions for Sam Darnold. So I see this being an easy Seahawks win, and they win this by more than 7 points. Titans, actually, no, hold on. Let's see what's next on the website. Oh, Bengals, Bills. Oh, Bengals, Bills. Okay, so Kirk is getting paid a lot to be a bench warmer. Yo, it's the thing, though. He's getting paid a lot to be a bench warmer, and now he's on the field looking like he should be on the bench again. I don't know who their third-string quarterback is, but, bro, it is dark. It is dark for Falcons fans. But, yeah, shout out to Ravens fan. Good to see you. Hey, man, tough Thanksgiving for both of us, man. Fuck, man, the Birds had it rough. You got Buffalo winning. Okay, so here is my thing with this game. Buffalo should win, but Cincinnati has a pretty good history against Buffalo. I think the last time these guys played a high-stakes game, Cincinnati went into Buffalo, threw the ball all over the field in the snow. So my issue is Buffalo's only way of being a dangerous team is James Cook running all over the other team, or Josh Allen, honestly, also running all over the team. The thing is, Josh Allen doesn't have the weapons to go crazy in the air. He has the ability, of course, to go crazy in the air. I don't know if he has the weapons to truly facilitate that. So I think this game will come down to Joe Burrow's arm against the Bills' running game. And the issue is, I think I kind of trust Joe Burrow's arm, considering what I saw against Baltimore. Because here's my thing. I don't respect the Bills' defense much. I know they had a good game against Pittsburgh, but I don't think they had a good game against Houston. I just don't think they're a good defense. So I think Cincinnati is going to get theirs offensively. it feels a lot. It feels like a lot to say that Cincinnati's going to win, but I have them covering for sure. I don't think the Bills win this by 6 points. So I have the Bengals covering, and I'm still undecided about whether I have them winning or not. This is going to be 28-32. Okay, fair enough. A high scoring game. Okay, so then you have the Bills winning by 4. That is not beyond 5.5, meaning you have the Bengals covering just like I do, by the way. That's where I'm at with that game. Titans Browns. Okay, the only fun storyline about this game, by the way, people, is the fact that this is Shadur against Cam Ward, and they have like this personal rivalry that almost feels like the Pokemon rival thing, like in the video games, like the intense but still like friendly rivalry that they have, and they run into each other in the NFL now. I don't think they ever went head to head in college, but obviously the rivalry came from the fact that they were both in the same draft class and they're both competitive people. Browns are favorites by 4. I do think the Browns get the job done because the thing is, like, Cam Ward just has no help. At least Shador has Myles Garrett and a defensive line that can make things chaotic for the other quarterback, and at least the Browns have Quinshon Judkins. They're at home, so they have that going for them as well. I do think that the Browns win and cover the 4-point spread. But yeah, this game, that's the only fun storyline, man. You got the two quarterbacks. They're probably going to be talking shit. No. I swear he's playing. I haven't heard anything about Dylan Gabriel being back yet. Hold on. Is Dylan Gabriel back? No way. I have to look this up now. Bear with me, people. Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about Dylan Gabriel being back. No, I'm pretty sure Shadur is playing, bro. And yeah, I think Shadur gets the win against Cam Ward and gets to talk shit, even though Cam Ward was always right. Okay, next game. We got Commanders and Vikings. Commanders and Vikings. I have the Commanders winning this game, by the way, because Minnesota looks like an abject disaster. JJ McCarthy is horrible, and as bad of a defense as Washington has at times, I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be able to take advantage of it. So I have the Commanders winning this game. I thought Mariota played a solid game against the Denver Broncos of all teams, because the Denver Broncos have a menacing defensive line. They've given they've given better quarterbacks hell, and Mariota came in and played a solid game. So if these two teams play like the way they've been playing the last few weeks, Washington wins this game because they've been playing better football. They didn't get blown out for the first time. And I guess you could say that's because Denver's offense has issues, but you know who has more issues? The Vikings. So I got the Commanders winning this game. Next team, Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins are 3-point road favorites. Now, kind of an interesting game here because Jets have won again 3 out of their last 5 games. They play a Miami team in New York in the cold. Miami is 5-7. They've won I think they're also kind of on a hot streak. This is interesting. These are 2 bad teams with bad records that are kind of going into the game with some momentum. Dolphins are road favorites by 3. You know what? I'm going to check the weather for this game. I just realized this. Week 14 NFL weather. Except all, brother. 41 degrees, no precipitation. 41 degrees is not horrible. You know what? I'm going to take Miami. If it was any colder, I would take the Jets. Yeah, I'm going to take Miami. But the Tua in the cold, it has me tempted. But I'm going to take Miami. They also, I'm going to take Miami. Who's next? Saints and Bucks. Okay, this one's simple. I think the Bucks are going to win this. I think they're going to cover. Like, it's not hard to beat the Saints by 10. I just don't think that that's going to say anything about Tampa Bay. But I saw how the Saints played against the Dolphins. I think Tampa is better than Miami. And the thing about the Saints is that they looked lifeless until I think the third quarter when they kind of like turned things around a little bit, but it's like it was definitely a fake comeback that they made against Miami. I don't have them really competing against Tampa. I think that maybe they're down like 17 and get a touchdown towards the end, but I have Tampa Bay winning and covering. Next game we got Colts Jags 8-4 against 8-4. Colts 1.5 point road favorites. Guess what, people? I'm sorry to say this, but I got the Jaguars winning. A couple of reasons. One, the Jaguars have an insane record against Indy in Jacksonville. I believe they have like 6 wins in a row in Jacksonville, and this has spanned years where the Jags were significantly worse than the Colts. Now this is actually a competitive matchup. I got the Jaguars winning. So, but it's not just the history though. Again, if you look at how Indy has played as of late, Daniel Jones does not look like the same quarterback since he got the leg injury. They do not look like the same defense without DeForest Buckner. Jonathan Taylor, again, dangerous player, but your quarterback not being mobile does impact how defenses defend you. They're not going to have Sauce Gardner. Not that the Jags present receiver threats that should scare you, but the point is like there's a lot going against Indy, and I have Jacksonville winning for that reason. I have the Jaguars winning and going at to the top of their division amazingly. I do have the Colts bouncing back at some point, but they're going to take some losses down the stretch, man. These injuries are bad. Next game, Steelers and Ravens. Steelers and Ravens, you got the Ravens as 6-point home favorites. I am going to say that the Ravens win this game. I think they bounce back. They've had a long week. But more importantly, like look at what the Bills put on tape as far as running the ball against the Steelers goes. So if they put that on tape and you're Baltimore and you had extra rest and you could sit back and watch that game and look at how difficult look at how difficult life was for Pittsburgh defending James Cook and Josh Allen, right? You have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. You should definitely be able to run on this team. You're at home. You just lost another divisional game. You can't drop 2 divisional games in a row against teams chasing you. Man, I definitely have Baltimore winning this. They're favorites by 6. I have them winning by 7 or more. Baltimore wins and covers, dog. They're going to bounce back after the game against Cincinnati. So Ravens go to 7-6 and find themselves in sole possession of this division. With Cincinnati, I think at that point would have 5 wins. So it'd be 7 wins for Baltimore, 6 wins for Pittsburgh, 5 wins for Cincinnati if Cincinnati wins the game. That would be a very compelling end to the season in this division. Next game, Broncos Raiders. We saw this be a very ugly game on Thursday Night Football. I think we're probably going to get another ugly game, but I think the Broncos win this. The Raiders are horrible. It's a complete mess. Literally, they're firing coaches every week, it seems. Denver's defense is serious, so they're going to ensure that the Raiders offense struggles. And, Denver's offense might sleepwalk through the game, but they're still going to get enough points to win and cover the 7.5. So I got the Broncos winning for sure. This would be a great game for their offense to kind of like get in a rhythm and look better, but it might not happen. That being said, Broncos by 7.5 for sure. Next game we have Chicago and Green Bay. Okay, I kind of talked about how I feel about this when I was talking about these two teams in the rankings. If I were to objectively just look at the teams, I do think the Packers are a little bit better than the Bears. Again, I saw what the Bears did. I think again, like I don't want it to sound like I'm taking credit away from the Bears. I just think the Eagles shit the bed. They shit the bed against Chicago they shit the bed against Chicago, and the Bears definitely deserve some credit for not just giving the Eagles the game. But again, the Bears are not going to run for over 200 yards. Again, I don't think. I just don't see that happening. Packers look good against Detroit. I just think in Green Bay, in a game that's incredibly ready, the thing about Green Bay is they're more big game tested than Chicago as well. This team has gone to Dallas in a playoff game and won. This team's played a playoff game last year. These are Chicago's first big games in a long time. I do think Chicago evens the series in Chicago, but I think Green Bay gets this one. So Green Bay wins the first game, and we have our resident Packers fan here, Gail. Good to see you and hear from you. I think the Packers get the win and go to sole possession of the top of this division at the end of this week. You got Green Bay 26-23. The Packers are favorites by 6. I don't know if they win by. Sorry, they're 6.5. I don't know if they cover that. I'm gonna call them to cover it, but I'm not incredibly confident about that. I do think they win. It might be close though, but yeah, give me the Packers here. And then the third last game, Rams Cardinals. Cardinals. Think about the Cardinals is they're really bad at winning games. They're not bad at making games close or making games interesting. They have a lot of one-score losses. The only issue here, I think if the Rams won last week, I would actually pick the Cardinals to lose a close game and cover the 8-point spread. But I have the Rams getting some revenge from last week. Again, dropped a game against Carolina, did not look good. I think they come back and kind of take their aggression out against Arizona a little bit. So I got the Rams beating the Cardinals for sure. Yo, Peter, so here I'll give you the link, but context, I'm probably only going to be here for like another 20 minutes. So if 20 minutes is enough for you to get your points off, let's do it. Got the Rams winning. Texans, Chiefs. Okay, Chiefs are 3.5-point home favorites. This is a tough one for me because I think the Texans are built to harass the Chiefs. Like, I think the Texans, that defensive line is perfect to just wreak havoc against the Chiefs offensive line who just lost their left tackle. Yeah, man, I don't know. Houston has kind of figured things out defensively. I still have a lot of issues with their team on offense. I still kind of don't trust Coleridge. But, I mean, it would be tough to say that you can trust a whole lot with Kansas City as well. So I'm taking Houston to cover this. I just don't feel great about Kansas City going against this pass rush. And then the last game, real quick, Eagles-Chargers. The question here isn't whether the Chargers can do shit to beat the Eagles. It's whether the Eagles do shit to beat themselves. They have a long week, like in terms of the fact that they played on Friday. So I think they use the long week to figure some things out and hopefully don't beat themselves. I have them winning and covering the 2.5. But again, the question here is not what LA does to beat Philly, is if Philly avoids beating themselves. Wait, hold on. Did I do this? Oh, true. My bad. But yeah, that's the previews. I'm going to get this off the screen. Petros Filios, what's going on?
Hey, man. It's been a tough few days.
Yeah, man. It was a rough day for birds on Thanksgiving. Unironically, also just a rough day for birds.
I don't know. I don't even care about the season anymore.
I mean, I think
fair. Until the playoffs come and the Ravens are 9-8 and the 4 seed, and then I'm in, baby.
Now, you know what it is though? It really feels like the stars are aligning for Baltimore Buffalo, that 4-5 matchup. And the thing is, I regret to inform Bills fans, but they're going home in that matchup.
Oh, yeah. If we can, like, the thing with the Ravens is, like, Lamar's playing like shit. He's, like, not the most healthy. But, like, at the same time, and really in both conferences,
yeah,
the entire thing is, like, wide open. Like, everybody's like, oh, Super Bowl contender. Who can do this? Who can do that? It's like, it is, like, the first few days of December. We almost have to have this conversation a month from now. Because, like, if I had to put money on a team in the AFC to win the AFC right now, I would put money on the Texans.
Ooh, I like it.
Just because their defense is incredible. And if you get 3 good drives a game out of the offense, I just think they will win. Like,
yeah.
The way they mauled the Bills, I've never seen a team do that with 4 guys pressuring.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I don't, like, there's a problem with CJ Stroud. I get it. But there's so much upwards potential in that team that's so achievable by just being mid, not even being good on offense.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like D'Amico Ryans is a sicko, and the big thing that stands out to me is that I watched his defense drag a shit offense out of the gutter last year. Because this time last year, I was on this very channel harping about how garbage Houston is and how fraudulent they
You're
are.
having the same conversation.
Yes. So this time last year, when we were ranking teams, to kind of build on what Peter's saying, we had a tier system of like real contenders, fake contenders, real playoff teams, like I've avoided having that conversation this year because I kind of don't think it applies yet. Like that conversation would be a very empty conversation right now because I actually think the NFL
there's not like a clear delineation between contenders and teams that are just chilling, at least in the AFC, like we had last year.
I want to say 2/3 of the league feels between like they're between mid and like good. Like 2/3 of the league.
Like any given week, you could go either way. Like the Bengals looked amazing for one game with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But like I know they're gonna get smoked by 15 points this week.
Yeah.
I feel it. And that doesn't mean I think like the Bills are good because of this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's so many question marks with so many teams that everybody's all kind of in the same boat. Mm-hmm. And it feels very NBA-ish to me.
Yes. So I mentioned this earlier. Like if there were 2 to 3 elite teams in the NFL, I would pack it up on the Eagles season. Like honestly and truthfully.
Yeah.
The thing that has me sticking around is the fact that like I just don't know who to be afraid of. Again, I'm afraid of myself, right? I don't know if I'm necessarily afraid of any of these other teams, and I think that should apply to a lot of fan bases, similar to Baltimore. Like I think if there was like if there was 2 juggernauts in the AFC, you might pack it up for the year if you're Baltimore. It would be insane to do that now at this point, considering that like, are you truthfully and honestly scared of New England in year 1 of not being dog shit? Probably not. Denver's offense is so bad, it would also be illogical to be scared of them either. Like, Daniel Jones has a fracture in his leg and is not mobile anymore. And the Colts' ears probably tanked because of it, right? Like, fucking anything could happen.
Lost to Jake Browning and what other loss do the Jaguars have? The Cardinals?
I think. Let me pull it up 1 second.
No, the Texans. They lost to Davis Mills, man.
There it is. Yeah, I was gonna pull it up. Facts. They lost to Davis Mills.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's just too many like random things happening in the league this year.
Yeah,
and I don't know what to make of it. Other than like, we're gonna see some funny shit in the playoffs.
No, absolutely. What's going on? Your thing is fire the coaches now. My only question is as a Falcons fan, why did that not occur to you earlier?
Hold on, real quick.
Man, take your time. But yeah, no, like, I like the Houston thing because again, I thought that they were complete frauds this time last year.
My sister was trying to talk to me.
Oh, all good. I watched their defense drag that offense out of the gutter and then win a playoff game. I couldn't believe my eyes. I look at this, bro. This defense is better. This defense is better than that defense. So yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks for them that they don't have Joe Mixon.
They'll be okay, man. Like, yeah, it does kind of stink.
The only thing about their offense to me, and the issue isn't even ceiling for me. I'm very comfortable with the fact that what you said is right. You need 3 solid drives from them. My issue is like I don't really see a floor offensively. That floor is fucking low, and I think that if anything, Mixon is a bit of a floor raiser, right? So that's kind of what forget Mixon. It could be interchangeable with anything. I just kind of wish they had a floor raiser, but the defense is insane, dude.
Who's the best running team in the AFC playoff picture besides Indy?
Okay, running team, straight just running, it's Buffalo. Yes. It's probably Buffalo.
Interesting.
But the thing about Buffalo is that, like, you can run the ball all you want. Their weapons are so, like, just not respectable that I think it changes things when it comes to a one-off playoff game where we actually just have to, like, we kind of have to rattle you for 2.5 quarters, and that probably gets the job done.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. The AFC playoffs is going to come down to whichever quarterback is the healthiest and whichever team doesn't fucking turn the ball over.
No.
And I think the ability to run the ball will help that team not turn the ball over.
No, I agree. And that's the thing. Okay, my thing with Buffalo is like I actually think that they don't have any strengths other than quarterback and running back on that whole roster. There's no position group that's a strength.
Yeah, Oliver's hurt, so I don't disagree with that.
Like my thing with Baltimore is that like I can identify some issues, but I can identify some clear strengths, right? Like it's there. That's really tough for me to do with Buffalo.
No, I hear that. Like there's like upward trajectory that's like immediately achievable. You know? Like get a healthy quarterback, the run game looks better. Don't turn the ball over 5 fucking times and you have a chance. Like, like you can't be -5 in turnover differential and try and win a game. That just doesn't work.
And there's built-in collapses that we can envision, right? Like Daniel Jones has a break in his leg. I can see the collapse already. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence in the playoffs
for collapsing.
Right. You're right. It's not like a collapse where it's like, oh my God, this is a disaster crisis.
How could this happen? Like his legs.
Exactly, right? Jacksonville, I can see the collapse. LA, you guys have no offensive tackles. If you make the playoffs, I can already see what's going to happen, right?
You have no offensive tackles and your quarterback's having surgery midweek.
I already see what's about to happen. So, I mean, yeah, it's like almost you favor the teams where it's not quite obvious what's going to happen. The funny thing about Lamar is that like people were critical about Lamar's turnovers or just generally his playoff performance, right? And then I watched him play against Buffalo last year, and I think he sucked in the first half. I think he played his best half of football in the second half. And I almost looked at it like if he found a way to win that game somehow, some way, right? What would he have looked like in the next game? Like, would that second half have carried over into the next game?
Hey, and I think that didn't fumble. Who
right,
next, boys?
Right. So it's like I think about that second half, and I'm like, did Lamar figure out his playoff game? And if he did, then we're gonna see that. I think wild card weekend or whatever. But yeah, like I saw a tweet about how he has the most Tom and Jerry ass turnovers ever.
Yes, for sure.
They look like bloopers. Which just like the thing is like it makes them look worse than they actually are. Like all turnovers are built the same, but when they look funny, I feel like it hits people's like psyche almost worse. Thing is though, like the turnovers are the main thing he needs to clean up.
No, for sure. Like you can't turn the ball over that much.
Yeah,
you just can't do it. Like you just have to be better. I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah.
Go
ahead.
By the way, I'm going live tomorrow night.
What are you going to talk about?
Thursday night football game. We're doing a watch party.
You're doing a watch party? Okay, cool. Yo, we got 15-year-olds in Atlanta streaming football games, man. Let's go.
Well, I have a bunch of people. I have a bunch of people from my school joining. So
yo, you got the whole.
Man, that's tough. My heart goes out to you.
Yo, you got your whole school turning up for a watch party? Are you guys all going to be in the same room for the stream?
No, we're not all gonna be. They're gonna be in the chat.
Yo, you should. You guys should be like that. You guys can make it look like
you'll have to set up mics. It gets hard. Like, don't do that. Trolling aside, don't do that.
All I'm saying though is I think like a fucking Kai Cenat stream with like bare people in a room watching a game for 15-year-olds in a suburban Atlanta would be funny as hell.
I better see you there.
I will be there, but bro, didn't you say you live close to Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Those suburban Atlanta kids in a watch party, I think will be hilarious. So we need to see that, bro. Do you have any like NFL thoughts on your mind that you want to talk about? Because like this is just a free for all right now. I did the rankings. I did the preview of the week. We talked about Houston being very respectable. We talked about the AFC playoffs being a shit show. I think the NFC playoffs, like, it's just a battle of who gets out of their own way. Because again, I think a lot of the times when you see the Eagles falter, it's them beating themselves.
I think the Cowboys are going to come back and win that division.
Yo, you know what it is about the Cowboys? Like,
if they beat Detroit, the runway is there.
Mhm.
And the thing is, Detroit is kind of a mess right now. My only thing with Dallas is that like being the underdog is cool. If they actually meaningfully become favorites in games, I just want to see how that works.
Mhm. But I mean, despite the Falcon, I mean, well, like if we talk about the Falcons, you can see my thing says to fire the coaches now. I don't really have anything to say about them because, especially us losing to the Jets, I don't understand.
Yo, you know what's funny though, right? Because when people were talking about Falcons Jets, I was looking around and I'm like, guys, the Jets have the better quarterback.
Wait, what was his name again?
Tyrod Taylor, bro, against Kirk
Oh,
Cousins. I'm taking Tyrod Taylor over Kirk Cousins in 2020.
Hey, Tyrod Taylor against the Ravens did not play bad.
Yo, he's not like just generally not a bad quarterback. Kirk Cousins
Not
has,
ass, but he's not like good.
yeah.
But he's definitely not ass in the
Yo,
same way as Kirk Cousins in 2025 is ass.
The Jets are doing that Detroit Lions year one thing where it's like we start out horrible, but then quietly they've won 3 of their last 5, and like all it took was some stability at the quarterback position. Not even stability, just like some professionalism, like somebody who just does the job, like execute, like, yo, my job is to do this on this play. I'm simply just gonna do that. No Garrett Wilson, by the way, and they've won some games. So I kind of like I felt like they could beat the Falcons, and then they play Miami this week. And I'm like, okay, if outdoors in the cold Tua shows up, like the Jets are probably winning that game too.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, but Miami's got the Cinderella run cooking, man, for a playoff bid potentially.
Well, that's true. That's the thing, though. Like Miami and the Jets are low key entering this game with momentum on both sides. It's the randomest matchup ever.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, who are the Saints are playing the
Saints are playing the Bucks.
Bucks. Okay. So if the Bucks lose that game and the Panthers lose
See, but they're
and
not.
we win, we
Oh,
can make
come
the
on, bro.
playoffs.
No,
Wait,
man.
wait. Hold on. Is this true? How far back are they?
The Falcons?
We're like 3 games back.
Do you have any more games against the Bucks and Panthers?
Yeah, well, no, not the Panthers. We've been swept by the Panthers, but we play the Bucks one more time.
Okay, no, but here's the thing. That means you're low key 3 games behind the Panthers.
Alam,
Yeah.
remember we cooked up the Panthers winning the division?
Yes.
And they
They
called us.
laughed. Yo,
We're
they
gonna-
could.
No, I see Bucks, Panthers 8-9, Falcons 9-8 all the way.
That's
We're
disgusting.
gonna ignore the Panthers minus 50 point differential. And
Right.
we're just gonna focus on the positives, okay?
You know what's funny? That's minus 50 and they 30'd the Falcons, right? So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of minus 80 in spirit.
Yes, that is low key minus 80. Are we cooking a Panthers playoff with like a minus 60 point differential? I'm in, dude.
Yo, they had the funniest game against LA, right? Because they ran the
Yeah.
ball 40 times, averaging like barely 4 yards a carry.
But
That
if you
was
look at Panthers losses, like I know they're bad. Like
yeah,
26-10 against Jacksonville, lost at Arizona week 2.
disgusting.
We got 30 balled by New England, lost by 29 points, lost by 31 to Buffalo, scored 7 points at home against the Saints, scored 9 points on that Monday Night Football game where they should be banned from primetime low-key forever.
Yo,
Like, I know they're not good, but I want them to make the playoffs.
Why?
Just because it'd be funny.
so first of all, right? That
Like,
No, I
Panthers
think the
game,
Panthers.
bro, Peter, my Survivor year ended on that Panthers Saints game.
You know what?
Yeah, it was
That-
worth it though. I went down swinging.
That's really sad. I'm sorry. I
I
feel
went
like
down swinging.
I think the Panthers are it's going to be like how the Falcons were last year. It's going to come down to the final 2 games, and they think they're going to make the playoffs, and then they don't. They lose the final 2 games, and they don't make it.
Now, so
I mean,
here's the thing.
the games are Saints and Bucks, so like that could happen, right?
So here's the thing about Tampa, though, right? Like Tampa is not playing good football at all, right? And they're very injured. So it's like everybody has this assumption that they're just going to get healthy and get good. And like potentially that's like obviously something that could happen. But the reality is like they're just not playing good football. But like they're squeaking games out against some bad teams. Barely beating Arizona is not a good look. Like I said, obviously they're going to get some players back, but like they also have to dramatically improve because I don't think they're actually playing better football than Carolina as of now.
There's the Panthers play the Bucks week 16 and week 18.
That's amazing. That's glorious. That's so
That's
good.
insane scheduling, by the way.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be so like surprised and also mad if the Panthers sweep the Buccaneers.
Yo,
Why would you
because
do that?
Because they sweeped us, so if they sweep the Buccaneers, I'm gonna be so
then
surprised.
their only divisional losses against the Saints.
That's how it works.
I know, but I'll be surprised if that
Would you
actually
just
happens.
I'd sound look, I think I would also be surprised if they swept the Bucks because I don't think the Panthers are I don't think either of those teams are good enough to sweep the other team.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Like the Bucks should make the playoffs out of that division, but the Panthers making it would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think since we don't have a first round pick, like the Falcons, like I've been looking all over the internet and they need a wide receiver really badly and a quarterback really badly. So like I mean, I would say if I was smart, I would draft a wide receiver in the draft and sign like a quarterback and free agency. Like
Mac.
after getting rid of Pitts and Kirk.
Yeah, I was about to yell Mac Jones, but he's not a free agent. I realized it.
You know what's really sad about the Falcons?
Yeah.
If they just won versus Carolina and the Jets, they would be in this playoff conversation for their own division.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also if we would have beaten the Patriots too.
Yeah, but like
that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It could have. It could have, but our freaking kicker always misses a field goal, so
Was that Youngway?
no, that was Parker Romo.
Oh, they cut him, dude. He's on like the Giants or some shit.
Yeah, I know.
I was saying, when did they cut him they cut him in what, like week 3, week 4?
No, Young Hoku?
Yeah.
They cut him literally right after week 1.
Oh, right after week 1. Okay. I know he kicked at least a game, but yeah, week 1. Okay, damn. Because I was gonna say, if we were blaming like Koo, like that's literally the kicker that kicked the earth.
Yeah, like I was about to say, did you see the Monday Night Football thing?
How could
I
you
was
not,
live when
bro?
that actually happened. I ended the stream early because the Patriots were like 30-7 at halftime, and like people started leaving my stream, so like I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, of course, bro. That happens.
But like he kicked the dirt.
Was that like a hate watch for you? Were you hate watching Youngway Koo?
Yeah, I was going for the Patriots.
Oh, okay, damn. Hate watching a kicker would be hilarious.
I feel like rooting for the Patriots is nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Especially after what they did to us in the Super Bowl.
Well, it doesn't matter what they did to you. Just rooting for the Patriots if you're not a Patriots fan is nasty.
Yeah, but I definitely see it being extra nasty for Falcons fans.
Yeah, it hasn't been long enough. Like, nah, the Patriots are not like a likable team to me.
Nah, man. Yeah,
I just did a big playoff simulator through ESPN alum, and I picked all the games for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
9-8 for the Ravens is still good enough to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Provided they don't get swept by Pittsburgh, and they the next 3 games.
Yeah. No, so I've ran into that as well a few times, right? And it's like, what do you have Cincy in that simulator?
I think I had them finishing like 7-10 or some shit.
7-10, right? Yeah, I end up with them being 7-10 a lot, and it's just like, damn, bro, like
because they're at Buffalo. They're playing the Ravens again. I have them winning their last 3 games, but losing their next 2.
Exactly. No, I have the same thing, and it's like if they, their season was really messed up by basically not getting Flacco early enough and sitting through those Jake Browning games.
Their season was messed up by not beating the Jets and the Bears.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
So I just looked up the Falcons' schedule for next season, and we have to play the NFC North and the AFC North, and I think a couple teams we have to play like we'll probably still play like the Commanders probably and stuff, but like we have to face both North next year and our division.
Hey man,
I'm gonna be honest. What's that?
The Ravens are doing the NFC North right now.
So it's like if Aaron Rodgers plays next year, and then
he's not playing next year. Don't worry.
Okay, so and then Joe Burrow. Well, yeah.
Don't worry.
Shador will probably be starting.
Bro, don't worry about it. When you guys play the Steelers next year, it's going to be Anthony Richardson at quarterback.
Nah, it's probably Kyler Murray, brother.
Yeah, guess Kyler Murray. I was going to say that.
Kyler Murray to Pittsburgh. First of all, hold on. What do you think happens with Mike Tomlin?
He comes to Atlanta.
If we're having a real convo,
yeah,
this is his last year.
I agree. So my only thing is like, I wonder
not that they're losing. They're just getting like eliminated. Like they're just getting decimated by teams.
Mm-hmm.
Either we get Mike Tomlin or we get Bill Belichick.
Bro, you do not want Bill Belichick. You don't.
I don't think Bill Belichick's girlfriend will not let Bill Belichick move to Atlanta, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not trying to have Steve Belichick, Joe Judge, and Matt Patricia on your coaching staff in 2026, dog. You just don't want that.
Okay, yeah, I don't want that.
He's bringing his guys with him. That's what old men do.
I could see Tomlin going to like the Giants or the Falcons or something, though. I could see it.
So
if I'm Tomlin, I would start over in the NFC South. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in is wondering what kind of direction does Pittsburgh go into? Because like I think that Pittsburgh is the kind of team that like
makes the playoffs but then lose the first round.
No, but it's like they're kind of obsessed with their identity, which is actually something I think they should lose.
Yeah, they're clinging to an identity that doesn't benefit them anymore.
Bingo. So I actually am very curious about this next hire because if they go for like classic Pittsburgh Steelers football, I think they're fucking up. Like
it's the unspoken part about the Steelers in like the 2000s and mid 2010s was they always had superior talent to the rest of the league.
Yes.
So they could do this whole play hard, tackle, field position bullshit.
Yeah.
But now if you look up and down the Steelers roster, they don't actually have outstanding talent at many of the positions.
Nope.
You would argue their best player is J.J. Watt, and he's probably not like a top 3 edge rusher in the league.
Well, the word that I've heard is that like the decline has begun with TJ.
Or TJ, not JJ.
Yeah. The decline has begun.
I don't think he's a top 3 edge in the league.
No.
I wouldn't say he's better than Parsons. I'd hell no not say he's better than Myles Garrett. At this point, dude, Will Anderson on the Texans.
Yep.
Like, I don't think TJ Watt's better than him. That could sound insane to people because of sack numbers or whatever, but like that's true. I don't think TJ's I don't know.
Where is TJ on the sack numbers though? Hold on.
The sack numbers are probably good. But like I feel like when I watch games, I just don't see it. Will Anderson is 10.5. Okay, so I'm not.
Yo, TJ Watt has 7, tied for 16th in the league.
Oh, okay, we're good then, boys. We're good.
Yeah,
those are the 3 names that came to mind when I was like, is TJ Watt really up there as an edge rusher anymore?
No, dude.
He's not like top 3. He's probably top. I don't even know actually.
No, I've seen a lot of people talking about how like he gets clamped up by tackles he should not be getting clamped up by. Like he's. That contract does not look good going forward, obviously.
But his pressure numbers weren't looking great going back to like last season.
Yep. No, the decline has begun. He's
I
not.
know Burns has 13 sacks.
Yeah, he's really good. He just unfortunately plays for the Giants. Like he doesn't have a nickname like Sexy Dexy, so he's not going to escape the Giants sphere, but he's really good too.
Okay. And the Texans have 2 top 6 guys in sacks, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. That's crazy.
And they have a maniac calling the plays defensively too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like with the Steelers, like culture is nice, but when you have mid quarterback play, you have a mid roster.
Yep.
And you don't have like elite talent really anywhere.
Yeah.
It's always going to be somewhere between 7 and 10 wins, depending on like how the margins go for you.
Yeah. And like my thing is I don't think the margins get big enough in football anymore where you should be thinking about anything other than the best thing you can get. So if you're looking for a coach, I think you go for the best coach you can get. I don't think you can afford to actually think about the style. Like you have to make an objective evaluation of who you think is the best and roll with it. The NFL is in its era, probably the most even era ever. Like the parity is incredible right now. And because the margins are so thin, like you have to go for the best possible coach you can get. If that's an offensive guy, a defensive guy, a play caller, not a play caller, you just have to go for the best you can get. And again, like any organization that's biased for one reason or another, I think is like not at a competitive disadvantage.
No, for sure. It's just, I don't even know, but they have to pivot because like they can't just run this back for another year because the division is the worst it's been probably ever.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't seem hyperbolic. Yeah, I think I would stick with ever when like 10 wins without a doubt wins this division.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's ever been the case.
But yeah,
Other than
okay.
the Bengals rookie season, Joe Burrow's second season when they won it with 10 wins.
Also, though, look at it this way, right? If they get an 8 out of 10 coaching hire, they could have head and shoulders the best coach in the division. And when has that ever been the case?
That's true too.
When has that ever been the case, right? Like,
this division hasn't had any coaching changes since 2019.
Yes.
Or 2020 when Stefanski had his first year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's about time for some coaching changes.
Yeah. So, okay, real quick before we wrap up, Peter, are you familiar at all with what's going on at Penn State?
How they don't have a coach?
So they were the first
coach, and he didn't go, right?
So I'm not sure about that. I just know that they were the first team to fire their coach. They're the last team to hire a coach.
Penn State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
So they have the 140th ranked recruiting class because they don't have a coach for signing day. So it's like what type of malpractice is this? Because they have so much money.
I could explain it to you.
Okay, go ahead. This is what I need.
Their buyout with James Franklin
yes.
was going to be mitigated by the next contract that he took. Like
they're waiting for that.
Their buyout was basically what he's owed from Penn State, and then it's subtracted by the total compensation of his next contract. So they have to pay him the difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So they fired him early enough in the season to where, because they felt like it was obviously going to get worse.
Yeah.
So they fired him before it got worse.
Yeah.
So to get that big deal from another Power 5 school.
Yeah.
To make their buyout of him cheaper.
Yeah.
But them not having a coach lined up to come in has ruined their ability to maintain a recruiting class. So they're going to suck next year.
Yeah, like
wanted to save money on James Franklin's buyout.
It just I know that all makes like every single like decision you just talked about makes sense in isolation, but when you put the whole thing together, it's like this out. This
insane. They were banking on pulling a guy away from BYU, basically, what it sounds like.
Crazy.
I don't think Tomlin would ever go the college route.
Yeah.
Well, like he could, but even still, like I don't know. You're starting behind the 8 ball by missing on a recruiting class because he still has a month of an NFL season.
Yeah. No, this is the most I've ever paid attention to college, and like. Again, I always knew it was a soap opera, but goddamn, it's crazy. Like the coach,
serious dude. You have coaches leaving for other programs before a playoff. College football they need to fix this shit.
That's insane to me. And like it's signing day, like really soon, right? And Ohio State just lost their receivers coach or offensive coordinator, who's the main reason all the receivers go to Ohio State. And now the best receiving prospect in high school, Chris Henry Jr., by the way, for people who don't know, the Chris Henry that used to play for the Bengals who passed away, it's his son who's committed to go to Ohio State. Last second is like, well, I can't submit my paperwork anymore because this is a major coaching change and now I have to reevaluate my options. And like for people who don't know, like they talk about Chris Henry Jr. like he's going to be like Julio Jones. So like that's a major thing and it's crazy.
Well, yeah, no, now that coaches basically can move at any time, like contracts don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And now that NIL is a thing, so players can get the bag wherever people want to give them the bag.
Yeah.
Easier to like revoke commitments and move to wherever will pay you.
Yeah.
It's easier now than ever. So like, yeah, college football is just a giant soap opera.
So, and then the other side of it, right, is like you think about Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss, like the assumption would be that, oh, his players must be so pissed. And it's like the reality is it's probably the back end of the roster that's pissed. The top end of the roster probably knows they're going to LSU with them, right? And they know that they're getting there's a trickle-down effect of like them getting LSU money now as well.
No, of course. Like that's the thing with the portal. Like all the guys who are starting and playing major minutes and stuff, like, they're probably annoyed that their coach would leave mid-playoff, but they know they're going to end up there.
Yo, we're all in this together, bro. Go get that money, and I'll follow you.
Whether it's at LSU or another program will take them, like, they know they're out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it just makes it. I hate the timing of all of it. Like, can we focus on this fucking playoff that people have been trying to sell me for like the last 2 years?
Will Texas get in or no?
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. No? But okay, so here's the thing.
They I actually think 3 losses and they lost to Florida. I don't give a fuck.
Should Miami get in?
I would be down if BYU got smoked by Texas Tech to let Miami in. Yeah, I would be down. But if BYU plays well or if they win that game, then hell no.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, Miami lost at home to Louisville. Like, I don't.
What about Vanderbilt?
Hell no.
Vanderbilt? Nah. I'm not trying to see 25-year-old Diego Pavia win a championship potentially. I'm good. He needs to get a job, brother. You've been in college for like 6 years.
Facts.
Georgia might go all the way.
Go sell insurance.
Honestly, as far as who do I think is going to win, I'll say Texas Tech wins the playoff.
No, Georgia.
Okay. Sure, brother.
Go Dogs.
Nah, just kidding. I don't care about Georgia. I'll say
Texas. Want me to bark for you?
What?
No, we're good. We don't need you to bark on stream.
Oh, you're not. Please don't bark on stream. Don't do that. People outside of Georgia don't bark. We don't do that.
See, like the only other time I've come across barking is people posting like barking gifs underneath girls' pictures. You know, like that's the only other association I have. Like that, that and DMX. There's 3 things that I associate barking with, and like Georgia is definitely number 3.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I don't know what Penn State's going to do. I don't know what they can do realistically in terms of getting a coach.
I mean, I think
their next coach is in the college football playoff, but I don't see who that would be.
I think they just have to fucking suck for a year. Like, there's no easy way out of this. And like, again, I don't know who they're going to sell on having the 140th ranked recruiting class. I mean, I'm sure money talks, so they'll figure it out. But like, no, it just looks like, you were not in an unworkable position at all, and you just created an unworkable position out of nothing. So it's like that's
their action created a useless position. Like they essentially tanked a program for a year when boosters are still going to be putting money into the programs. They're not going to accept tanking. Like it's almost like the next person who takes the job, like you have to go out there and say, hey, like we're going to be 6-6 next year, and like it is what it is, dude.
And the thing is, right, it's like we're in the early stages of college football figuring out how to make the money work. So it's like, I'm sure one day we're going to have a transfer window like football. I'm sure one day there's going to be a lot more structure. But the thing is, like, these are the wild, wild west years where, like, if you have money, like, you can just become Texas Tech, right? Like, if somebody with a lot of oil,
you're going to win. Fuck it.
Yes. So, like, this is the fucking worst time, in my opinion, to just trick off a year for no reason. Like, this is ridiculous. Was that?
To just suck for no reason?
Yes, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's not like they have like a good weather place. Like I feel like kids, if you gave kids money to go to USC, like they would go whether USC is good or not.
Yeah.
But like no one's trying to go to State College, Pennsylvania, brother. Like it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no airport. Like you have to fucking drive from Philly or Pittsburgh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to get there directly. Like, I don't know.
No, and like my understanding is that Penn State as a whole, like, has decided to spend a lot of money on sports generally, and obviously football as well. But like, if you are a team that has a bunch of money, this is the time to capitalize on having a bunch of money. There's probably going to be some restrictions at some point to make this fair.
It's going to have to be in terms of like movement of players and in terms of like coaches. Like, it's going to have to be some sort of regulation whether people want it or not.
Yeah, that's why like I think Texas Tech has the right idea. Like we're in Texas, there's literally oil being mined like 40 minutes from our stadium. Like, let's figure something out and be as good as we can while we're still in the wild, wild west. And by the time they have restrictions, who knows? Maybe they'll organically at that point become known for winning or whatnot, right? But like, yeah, it's bad.
The funny thing was, like, when Mike Leach was there, Texas Tech
Yeah.
always had like offensive players.
Yeah.
But like
Air raid.
being able to spend money and buy a defense is awesome.
Yeah, for real.
Uh,
You need those defensive linemen. What's up?
so I know we're talking about college, but I just wanted to make a quick statement about my stream tomorrow.
Okay, and then we're ending this stream after that. So you're ending this stream, and you better do a good job.
Me?
Yeah.
Do you want me to say my conclusion?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Before I do that, I want to say, so the pregame starts at 8. Pregame, we
Okay.
usually do well, I started streaming. The first ever game I did was Monday, so like I
Hell yeah.
recapped the Sunday games. So like
Hell
we'll
yeah.
probably do like predictions in the pregame and like maybe like a Q&A, and then like
Put-
when the
put a
game
link in
starts
the
at
chat. Put a link in the
8:15.
chat. Where can we find you?
What's that?
Put a link in the chat.
Oh yeah, no, I'll do that. Go ahead,
Yeah,
keep talking. I got the link.
Yeah, but and then when the game starts, I'll probably just do what you usually do on Sunday nights, where you like talk about that, and then I'll probably answer people whenever the chat. No super chats usually. I haven't really gotten to that yet, because
Bro,
I
you're
just
not
started
monetized
streaming.
yet. What the hell? You won't get super chats.
But I mean, I just started streaming Monday. Monday was the
No,
first
of
stream.
course, but I'm not monetized either, bro. We're in this. We're all in this together.
Mhm.
This is his channel, by the way, Caden
Yes.
Willis. He's at 69 subscribers, which is a glorious number.
That's
But
very
subscribe.
funny.
Yeah,
Two subscribers ago, like about like 5 hours
Dude,
ago.
off topic, my 37-year-old coworker made a 6'7" joke today, and I wanted to murder him.
Yo, facts.
I had 6-7 subscribers right when I got out of school.
Yeah, he made a 6'7" joke, and I was like, I actually might just skin you alive right here. It's too much. Like that.
Yo,
that,
okay.
that meme has crossed too many generations.
Dude, did you see the college football playoff guy making a 6'7" joke?
No.
Oh my god, let me see if I can find this video. Fuck, do I have it somewhere?
Yes, I subscribe, so now you have 70 subscribers. You're welcome.
Thank you. And then after we do the video, do you want me to do a conclusion?
No, okay, I got that. So you got a stream coming in tomorrow. I won't be doing a football stream, so you have fun with that. I'm trying to see if I can pull this up. Dude, this was the worst shit in the world. Where
Hey,
is
you spelled audition wrong in one of your video types.
I gave him shit about that last week.
Right, you didn't change it. What the hell?
Yeah, you didn't change the spelling of audition.
Oh,
Yeah,
I keep forgetting.
Bro, come on, man.
How am I gonna plug? How can I plug your channel if you scroll down once and you see audition spelled incorrectly?
I don't know.
We can't be having that, bro. Look, I get that you're 15, but when you're 16, we can't be having that anymore.
No,
Yeah,
we can't have that. We must be better. Like we have. Don't you have like spell check on this shit? Doesn't YouTube have it like built in?
I don't know.
Hold on. Okay, when I play this, let me know if you can hear the audio.
No.
No?
I can't. No, I can't hear it.
No, I think I'm blessed that I can't, by the way.
So, by the way, just no, without letting you know what happens, this guy on the right makes a 6'7" joke. Now, without hearing it, is that not insane? Like, these people are talking about the playoff, and he decides
grandchildren. Why is he making a?
I'll go watch this later.
No, you know what? I think even just not hearing it and seeing his face is enough. Hold on.
Mom, you have it. No, that's why we can't hear it.
What's that?
You have the video on mute.
No way. Now you can hear it?
No, I can't.
No. He said he's blessed that he can't hear it.
Again, you don't have to hear him.
I hate him.
Did you see the way he was like afterwards?
What? Stop the boats. I've had enough.
Yo, this is the worst. And then he's gonna sit here and like try to laugh, like, you know, that's a normal thing to do. He should have been upset. I think he should have been upset. I think he should have had some integrity, told ESPN to fuck off and been upset.
Yeah, what the hell?
Unacceptable. People, that's the end of the stream. We had a lot of
Are you
fun.
gonna be able to join?
What's that?
Will you be able to join?
Wait, what? Tomorrow? Not so. Actually, for the end of the game, yeah.
Wow, end of the game. Who's even playing tomorrow? I'm a casual.
Lions.
Detroit, Dallas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. We have a decent game. I'm my watch.
No. We have a game where the loser is probably out of the playoffs.
I saw Giants Patriots. I wanted to spit at my TV, brother.
I
watched Jackson Dart get decleated, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not watching this, bro."
Yo, Hayden, your first watch along being Patriots Giants is such a bad introduction to doing watch along.
I don't believe you love the sport that much. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I respect that you did that.
Actually, my first live was a Friday night Q&A, the Friday before.
No. I'm talking watch along. Your first watch along that game is.
I tried to do the Sunday night game, but like some like internet thing or like storage stuff happened to where like my stream cut out randomly.
I mean, that would have been a better time, but still, even Mariota against Bo Nix is disgusting too. I'm just surprised you still want to do it.
Can I join the stream?
What's that?
What?
If I pull up, can I join the stream?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
I got to figure out how to do that first. I mean,
what do you stream through?
What?
Do you not stream through StreamYard?
No, I use Google.
You're just doing the basic streaming?
Yes.
What the fuck? Isn't StreamYard free?
Caden. So there's a paid version of StreamYard, but there is a free version as well. Use the free version.
Well, yeah. Okay, so
the free version
is StreamYard.
4 people on stream at once.
Yeah, you don't need you honestly don't need to pay for StreamYard because all it stops you from doing is having the fucking logo in the top right and having more than 4 people and having colors and shit, right? You don't need that at this point. Just get a StreamYard account, make an account, connect it to your YouTube, and stream from StreamYard, and it'll make it easy for us to join.
Yeah.
And also, how do I get the chat onto my stream?
StreamYard is how I do it. See, I don't know how to help you on.
We don't. You're out here.
What about the score? The score. How would I get the score on
the score? Stream? You got to share a window, and then on the window, just pull up any website. So I use
ESPN Gamecast.
Any website. I used to use the box score on Google or the scores on Google. I've used ESPN. Right now, I'm using SofaScore. So you just pick a browser you like. That's that. Are you laughing at his face?
Yes.
Understandable. Oh man, come on, man. Anyways,
stream through StreamYard, and then it's much easier to share things. The UI just looks better.
Yeah,
and it'll probably just look a little cleaner, and it'll make your job easier. I don't know how to do anything through Google. I didn't even know you could stream through Google.
No, so this is the thing, Peter.
Done my whole life, all the content creation's been through StreamYard.
No, facts. So Peter, I have a YouTube channel and live stream through what I thought was just YouTube, and it's a super basic, difficult to use.
It's like a webcam.
Yeah, you just it asks you to turn your webcam on, and you're streaming to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So I figured that's what you mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
And that's probably why you can't get your chat on the screen because they are literally just basically recording your face. There's no feature.
Yeah.
The thing with StreamYard is where you get the features with the names and the logos and the chat on the screen and the fucking ticker at the bottom. That's how you get all this stuff. So go to StreamYard, make a free account. I'll be there again towards the end of the game. So I'm doing Raptors Lakers tomorrow. Yeah.
NBA tangent.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is better than a lot of people's favorite players. And that's it.
So so here's the thing. I think that Memphis actually was just a bad place. And it had me looking at Dylan Brooks wrong. Because when I watched him play when I watched him play for Canada, I was like, hold on. He actually has a skill set that can be used.
The real NBA black pill is Memphis and Charlotte are not that different.
Crazy, right? But that's the thing. He's an annoying person, but the game is there.
Hey man, you're right. Yeah, so you're streaming the Raptors are 15-7. What is happening?
Okay, so here's the thing. I had a really funny thing happen 2 streams ago when I was streaming a Raptors game, right? So at some point, like I normally have like 10 people watching live, and over the course of a stream, I'll have like 150 people turn up. Right, cool. I'm streaming Raptors Pacers, and I watch my live stream climb up to like 40 people, no raid, and then climb up to like 60 people. And I asked the chat, I'm like, guys, where are you guys coming from? And at some point, they started to tell me that there's some Raptors content creator who does watch-alongs with like 20K subscribers, and his power went out in the middle of a stream, right? So somehow, some way, his audience found me, and that stream, I got like 20 subs and it had like over 1,000 views, right? I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. The next stream I did last night, because I couldn't stream when I was in Philly, I had another 800 views and I got another like 20 more subscribers because I guess his audience turned up again. So like I'm randomly having a moment.
This guy tanking his audience is directly feeding you subscribers. That's awesome.
Bro, I'm kind of randomly having a moment on that channel of like last 2 times I went live, 1,800 views.
It's got to be better though, like doing the content when the team isn't ass.
100%, bro. Well, because when I had no experience of doing content for a team above 500 in the basketball world. So
you know how fire it was to wake up on Tuesday morning knowing that I went to sleep during Suns Lakers and we were up 20, and then I woke up and we won by 20. That was so awesome.
Yo, life I'm sure was really good.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow, and then I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna throw some shit in the oven.
Hell yeah.
So, got to do normal house chores kind of things. But if the game is good, I will join.
Hell yeah. Caden, I'll be there after the Raptors game. So the Raptors game probably ends at like 10. So that leaves me like an hour to be on your stream.
If I join, I'm bringing fun.
Depending on how the game is, like if like one team is either like really high scoring or it's like a really low scoring game.
Yeah.
But if it's like kind of like in the oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. A low scoring close game is still fun. No, that's worth streaming to the end for.
Here's the thing, you guys don't get too wrapped up in the game. Bring fun topics to talk about.
Yeah.
We will lock in when there's 8 minutes left and we're tied.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I did how you did the count thing for the Rams Buccaneers game. That's what I did for the Patriots Giants.
Yeah, you got to give them like you have to give the stream something to pay attention to. Like faded the stream in a blowout of like, hey, if this team doesn't cut the deficit to like 2 scores by this time, I'm out. Like it at least gives like the audience something to watch for.
You want some space, man.
Exactly.
Watching bad football when nobody cares.
Yeah, man. Randomly, one of my favorite watch-alongs was telling my chat that if Herbert doesn't get the ball to midfield, I'm ending the stream. And then everybody being like, fuck, is he going to get it to midfield? Like, we just artificially created something to care about. It was great.
That's what you got to do, man. It's a long season.
But yeah, we're going to end the stream here, people. Shout out to everybody watching live. 7 people still tapped in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I got Caden's channel in here. Tune in to his stuff tomorrow. He's gonna stream during Thursday Night Football, and I will be there for sure. Peter might be there. And yeah,
I'll be there. But it's gonna be like Lions 20, Cowboys 3. I'm bringing fun topics, and we might just start talking other sports.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that's what we have going on. I'll be back on this channel on Sunday. I'll be on my NBA channel tomorrow, and then maybe on Friday and Sunday again. I don't know. But that being said, run up the engagement, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we're out.
Right, too.
Jamal Murray had 50